Welcome to another review of Learn Using Board Games. Today we are talking about the Valley of Kings from AEG. Fits 2 to 4 players. It's a little deck building game, a micro deck building game. Let's start. You can see we have E here and Quinn. Let's start talking about...
I hope they can see us.
Yes, I hope they can. How's this game played? Like I said, it's a deck builder, so if you're not familiar with deck builders...
You're a pharaoh and you're trying to get stuff into your tomb.
Yeah, you're an Egyptian noble, and the theme is you're Egyptian noble, and you are trying to get all sorts of goodies into your tomb that you're going to be living in for after you die, and you want take all this stuff to the afterlife with you. So you're trying to collect sets of different things like amulets or books or statues.
And you get the starting deck with
Yeah, you don't have to detail every card, but there are 10 cards in the starting deck, and 3 different types, right? 4 different types.
4 shop keys, 3 urns, 2 boxes of food, and 1 offering.
Yeah, let's describe how the game is played. Do you want to start us off,
At the start of the game, you lay out cards like this. This is the pyramid.
Yep.
Then on your turn, there's this little gold scarab, if you can see, is on this card. That's how much money it's worth. And then up in the corner here, that's the cost of the card. You need that much money to buy it.
Okay.
So on your turn, you'll have a hand of 6.
5.
5.
Yep.
Oh.
You're so used to playing legendary villains. We've been playing a lot of that lately.
Yeah, here. And then when you buy a card, you pay its cost in money. You don't get change like if you used one that gives you 2 money. 2 that gives you 2 money for 3. You'd have to use both of them. So you basically waste that last money.
Right.
But the actions you can do on your turn now. Bye guys, like Quinn and talk.
I'll ask you in a second. I want to hear. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyway. So I just can pay 3 ones for this because it costs 3. And then to get points at the end, you need sets of them. Like this one's an amulet. The amulets are yellow. And there's 5 amulets, if you can see them.
5 different amulets, yeah.
Yeah, and for each different one, you get the number of different ones you have in your tomb times the number of different ones you have in your tomb.
Yeah, we'll explain that in a little bit. I think Quinn wants to explain what the different types of actions you can do on your turn with your cards. One of them, Egan just detailed, which is you could buy a card from the bottom row of the pyramid. And once you buy a card from the bottom row of the pyramid, the rest of the pyramid crumbles, and the cards get shifted down, and a new one comes off the top of the deck. And the game is played until... Right, you can only buy from the bottom. The game is played until the deck runs out, and the pyramid runs out of cards, and everyone has had an equal amount of turns. Go ahead, Quinn.
So the action you can do with the card is, Ian told us, buy. You can use its ability down here.
Yep, each card has an ability.
For example, this one can swap 2 cards.
It's alright. That happens.
Okay.
He bent a card.
So you can use it and put it in the discard. Discard, and it can swap 2 cards in here, so I can swap these 2.
Yeah, that's the action of the card. Now you use that action. Can you also use it to buy another card? Use the gold on there? No, it's one or the other.
Or you can entomb it.
And entomb it means you stick it under your tomb card, and now it counts as victory points towards the end of the game. But you won't have that card ever again in the game.
Yeah.
So it kind of acts as a way to get points, but also to thin out your deck, and you can, make up.
You only get points from having different types of cards if those cards are under your tomb.
Yep. Yeah. Anything left in your deck at the end of the game doesn't count toward points. Only the stuff in your tomb. Go ahead.
There's one different thing for the ability, the offering table. This one you don't use the ability on your turn. place deeper into it, or get gold from it. And its ability is you can reveal it when somebody does something to you and stop them from doing that.
Yeah, there's a few take that cards, and then there's some defensive cards where if your opponent tries to do something to you, you can reveal it and say, I don't think so.
And there's some that just help you out.
Yeah, and some that just help you out. So, in a nutshell, you're building a deck by buying cards from the pyramid, but at the same time, you're trying to keep track of the points of what cards you have and making sets that you put under your tomb for points and thinning out your deck and trying to buy cards that will give you gold for later in the game, because cards later in the game become quite expensive to buy. So you don't want to thin out your deck too much of the high cost or the high gold cards. Am I forgetting anything else strategy-wise? Go ahead.
Actually, not strategy-wise.
Go ahead, Bill. What were you going to add?
At the start of the game, you have to discard the top card of the deck.
Yeah, that's part of the setup. Yep. That makes your boneyard.
Basically, just destroy pile. KO pile and legendary, or the legendary villain destroy cards pile. Another weird rule is you can only look at the cards in your discard pile on another player's turn.
Correct.
No, I thought that was your tomb.
Tomb you can always look at. That's actually should always be
And everybody can look at it.
Yep, to see, so you know what people are trying to go for points. So what do you guys think of the game?
It's fast. It's a nice, fast deck-building game. I played it twice. Egan's played it once, and Dan played with me the second time I played.
Yeah, we played a 2-player. I think I like the 2-player better than the 4-player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's more, you got more cards and you're able to do more things. When it's 4-player, you're kind of limited. You don't get as much gold. It doesn't seem like...
I unbended the tomb.
Unbent it? Yeah. So, what do you like about the game?
Well, I naturally like deck building games.
Yes, you do.
I like the theme. It's Egyptian.
Yeah, and you know
and
what?
And the style of the cards is like how they have these bricks.
Yeah, that is kind of cool, right? I think it's one of those things where you either really like Egyptians and you like the theme, or you don't. And in this case, if you do like, an Egyptian theme, and I think this does it well, it's got great flavor text at the bottom of every card that kind of explains what the object is on the card, what it would have meant for the Egyptians.
For example, I'm not sure if everybody in the world knows who Sobek is.
No. Well, you guys...
Crocodile god.
Yeah, you guys kind of like
it's
it.
What makes your livers...
I think even more because one of your favorite book series has Egyptian god and theme to it, the Percy Jackson or Kane Chronicles. Okay, but it's
Percy Jackson's is Greek and was a Roman one.
Yeah, you guys know all
about
that.
And one where both of them come together.
Probably your favorite book series, right?
Besides Rangers Princess.
So if you have kids that are into that series, this would be a great game for that. Getting into the more academic side, and like I mentioned, there's a lot of flavor text on these cards that kind of put some context to it, give some context to the game.
And I even have to take half a second to count up the numbers on the
Well, yeah,
cards.
there's another thing. The points at the end of the game, you have to know how to do
multiplication.
Multiplication,
well,
yeah.
there is in the instructions. It was hard for me to think.
Yep.
It was hard for me to figure out that I had 48 points.
Yeah. Well, what were some of the things you had to do to figure that out in your head?
Multiply, add.
Multiply and add? What were some of the things you had to multiply?
For example, let's see. I think we like 3 times 3, or 4 times 4, 3 times 3, 2 times 2, and then that.
Do you know what that's called when you take a number times itself? There's a name for that. That's called squaring a number. So you're gonna you have to do a lot of squaring and adding of squares after you've squared up. So there's definitely some multiplication. There's definitely some reading to be learned or to be done while playing the game. There's definitely some Egyptian history or knowledge that you can glean from playing the game.
Not much history, but some knowledge.
Definitely some knowledge, yeah, right? And you guys enjoyed the game? I know you like your deck builders. You like pretty much all deck builders, but
I wrote 9.
5 out of 10 for you, a 9 out of 10 for you, and that's like right behind Legendary,
Yep,
right? Which is like
Legendary's 10,
the pedestal on the top of your belt.
10.5. Ordinary Villains 10.8.
Yeah.
I just got it.
I also like this game quite a bit. I think it offers something new for deck building games, some twists in the normal deck building type of gameplay with the pyramid and how it crumbles and whether or not you're going to use a card for its gold or its action or entombing, or you can do a combo platter of all that on each of your turns. And I think that also makes, goes a long way to making this game a little bit unique.
What you rank it.
Oh, I think I'd give it a 9 also, yeah. And I like how it only takes up a small little footprint, like just a little box.
Yeah, compared to Legendary,
It doesn't cost all that much.
this.
Yeah.
Legendary's this, it's this.
And I do like Legendary, if we're going to compare it to other deck building games. But the problem I have with Legendary, and the gripe I have with Legendary, even though it's a minor one, because I do enjoy the game quite a bit, is that it takes a long time to set up and take down. It does. And sometimes I don't want to play the game just because of that alone. This game doesn't suffer from that at all. Setup is quick, takedown is quick. Obviously, you could tell just by the size of the box it's going to be quick. And it offers a lot of great tactical choices during the game, and you can try different strategies every time you play it. I hope that this sees some expansions in the future. That would be really nice. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I'd like to see that. I would buy the expansions for sure.
Yeah, like the expansion where Percy Jackson meets Rudolph.
Yeah, you would just love a Percy Jackson game, wouldn't you? Yeah, so there's that. I like the game. I think it has a lot to offer academically also. There's math your kids can learn, reading, and Egyptian knowledge. Anything else you guys want to add? No? All right. Well, thank you for joining us this time.